Hello everyone, and welcome to the second part of Crafting for Christmas Gifts. In today's session, I am excited to unveil a few delightful projects I crafted over the last week with my trusty Cricut. I've got some fantastic Christmas gifts ideas and a special New Year's home decor project to share with you. Join me as I demonstrate just how effortlessly you can create personalized gifts and decor using a Cricut machine. If you enjoy what you see, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe if you're new here. Drop a comment to let me know you've joined the community because I want to give a warm welcome to all my new subscribers. Now, let's dive into the creative process and start crafting some enjoyable projects together. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by and watching this video. I hope that you enjoy it, like it, comment, and of course subscribe if you haven't already. And for those who have already subscribed, thank you so much. It really is helping my channel grow. So I told myself that I was not going to make any videos until after the new year because I made a lot in November to get them scheduled out throughout December. However, there was 1 week in December that I only could produce one video, or at least publish one video, and I try to do 2 videos a week. So I said to myself, you know what, go ahead and film the remaining craft projects that I was going to do off camera. So that's what we're going to do. There's still a ton of other things that I have to do, but for those type of gifts that I'm making, I'm protecting the identity of the individuals, so I can't, there's gonna be names on there, and so I like to keep that all private. But for this, what we're working on today, none of it is really gonna be an issue, so I thought, you know what, I gotta make it, so why not film it? So we got a couple projects going on. We don't have a whole lot going on as far as different type of projects. So we got a little wood project. Actually, we have 2 wood projects, and then we have iron-on gift tags and iron-on shirts. So not a whole lot of difference between different types of projects, but there's still quite a bit within each category, if that makes any sense. So we're going to start with the wood first because we have to paint those in order to get this all up and running. So let's go ahead and break this up a little bit. So I just have some foam brushes for my painting. I love using foam brush for painting surfaces. I try to use it as often as I can. Then I have these houses. I bought them from Hobby Lobby, so get them when they're 40% off. They can be really super cheap. So anyways, I have several of these I gotta make, but for the sake of the time of this video and repetition, I'm only gonna make 2 of them just to show you with 2 different types of paints. So I'm making my sister a house, and her favorite color is purple. So I'm using this acrylic paint. Now I typically like to use chalk paint, but I really like this purple paint, and I think she'll love it too. That's her favorite color. So this is from Hobby Lobby. I got it on clearance for 62 cents, originally $2.50, so I couldn't pass that up. And it's lavender, 11326 lavender. I don't know if they still have it, but I'm sure you can find a purple that you like. And then I also have, now I'm kind of questioning the quality of this because this has been in my craft stash. I don't even think it's been opened just yet. So right before the video, I was shaking it really good to try to mix it all up again. But anyways, $9, and I got it for $1.50. Heck yeah. So anyways, we're going to be using those paints for, this is going to go to my sitter, and then this one is going to go to my sister. And like I said, I have a bunch of these I got to paint and make. So I also had found this when I was shopping with my sister, kind of coincidentally. This whole Dragonfly glaze. It's a red velvet blue shift, so it's a color changing top coat. Never used it. I'm going to use it on my sister's. I guess you can kind of see the difference. Wow, yeah, you can see it's kind of red here, violet, blue, and then yeah. That's interesting. We'll see how that works out. I'm eager to try it, and I know my sister would love it, so she actually really liked it. She wanted one, but I got it before she did. Anyways, I got it for $11 and only paid $2.75. Then I have these little letters that's going to go at the bottom right corner of each house. They're a little bit bigger than I would have liked, because what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this around the house and then add just a little hint of my decor style buffalo check. And I'm just going to kind of make it, I don't know how I'm going to do it just yet because this is so big. But anyways, I got this, I think from Amazon. You can get this really anywhere, this twine. And then Celebrate It, that's Michael's brand, and it's just black and white buffalo check. And then the letters, they're from Hobby Lobby as well. I mean, when in doubt, you can assume it's Michael's, Hobby Lobby, or Amazon. I'm terrible with trying to get my description box up to, you know, all the crafts. It's just I don't have a lot of time between being a mom, full-time at work, and a wife, and you know, everything else, especially during the holiday season. But my New Year's resolution, even though I just started my channel in October, my New Year's resolution is to be a little bit more thorough with what I do. Sometimes I just hurry and rush through it and I'm not as thorough as I'd like. So that is what I'm going to do. And also, and let me know what your New Year's resolution is. My other New Year's resolution is not be so wasteful or excessive. So we want to be healthy, obviously, with eating better foods, but that's part of it. But also I tend to buy a lot and not craft with what I have. I have an oh shiny moment, like, oh, I really like that, it's there, I want to buy it, and then I'm just having no more room for that kind of mentality. So my goal is to shop my craft room and just use those crafts until I either don't have it anymore and I need to use it because it's something that I use a lot. And so yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to be crafting for my New Year's resolution. So I'm just going to go ahead, and while we continue talking, I'm going to start working on this so you're not just staring at me and moving my fingers and my hands. But yeah, so let me know what your New Year's resolution is. I was trying last year, and I don't know if I mentioned this in my other videos, but last year I attempted to have that New Year's resolution, meaning shop my craft space and not buy any craft supplies. And yeah, it lasted not even 24 hours because they had such a good deal on something and I had to get it. Well, I didn't have to, but yeah, so this year I'm really going to make sure that I follow through on that. And we can thank the fact that I don't have a lot of space for new supplies anymore. But I mean, it's a good New Year's resolution to have anyways. So what I'm doing now is just I'm painting this house. I'm only going to paint the front. And I had mentioned earlier that I don't like to use acrylic paint because I feel like with acrylic paint you have to add a lot of coats, and I just don't have time for that kind of work. So I opt for chalk paint, and plus I like the matte look. I don't know, I'm starting to get back into the glossy looks, so I might end up switching it up next year. But then again, I gotta shop my craft space, so I have a lot I gotta use up. I mean, a lot. In fact, there's some paints that is kind of not in my craft room, in another room, and I gotta go through to make sure they're still good. My goal is, outside of crafting, is to, it's not really a New Year's resolution, but it is a goal of mine, because I think we're going to go through we're going to try to do a huge yard sale, and I live in the South, so we can do it actually at any time. But my goal is, over the next few months, or it might not even take that long to do, but I like to go through each room of the house thoroughly and get rid of stuff that is just sitting there and hasn't been touched, or, you know, it's like I keep stuff and I'm like, oh, I'll use it later, and I end up not doing that, and just get rid of it and either try to sell it, and whatever I don't sell, just donate. So that's what we're gonna do, and that's a goal, like I said, that's a goal of mine. Now I do want to tell you, since I'm using this paint, I need to make sure that this is dry, then I can add this to my to the top coat of this. But this is going to need another layer, so I will hold off from that. So let's go ahead and open this. Like I said, I don't think I used it yet. Nope, I haven't. Ugh, I hate opening up new paints because I don't like to get paint on my hand. And I already got some. Oh, I hate that. Oh no, I just splattered it. Okay, let me just inspect to make sure that I didn't get anything on my craft mat. Looks like I didn't. Okay. So, I think I did. All right, and I do want to make sure that these little tags get off. If I can get them off now, I will, but if not, I'll just have to, yeah, they're pretty easy to get off of. Now you can opt to, and look, I kind of got some paint right here, and I could just sand that down, and honestly, I don't think she'll even know because it's just going to sit up like that. But you can paint the whole thing. I just like to paint the front. I like leaving the sides exposed just because I think that just kind of gives it a dimension to it. But, you know, you do you. So, and I got these paint brushes from Hobby Lobby. Of course, you can get them anywhere. I really like Michael's brand of foam brushes because I don't know, I just feel like it's better quality. So, that's just my preference. And if you want to leave the sides natural as well, you just want to make sure that when you're spreading it, that you want to spread it thin as you're spreading the paint. You don't want to have it a lot of paint towards the edge because then it will leak over. See if I can find the name here, because it just says a chalk acrylic, then just repeats it in Spanish. So is it on top? Oh yeah, it is. Yesteryear. I think that's the color. Yesteryear. I don't know. Okay. So we're going to let that dry. While we do that, we're going to keep in theme with the wood products here. So I'm going to move this to the side. In fact, I actually think the purple might be, no, it's not dry yet. Okay, so we'll just have that over there. And what we'll do is we will bring in the next project. While that is drying, we're going to go and add some vinyl to this wood block. This is from Michael's. It's 12 inches by 2 inches. And this is actually, I think they're basswood or they're balsa wood. And so I'm kind of embarrassed with how much I spent on this. I just really liked this natural wood look. And what I did is, I mean, you guys already seen me paint, so I painted this off camera. I just painted like 1 or 2 coats of white chalk paint to this. And I'm actually going to, this is not a Christmas gift. This is not a Christmas decor. This is a New Year's decor. And how many videos out there that actually craft for the new year, right? And I get it. It's only one day, so there's only, you know, why craft for all that, especially since Christmas is really a large part of crafting. But, you know, I thought I'd give you some inspiration. So I bought this from Michael's. And again, this is like the balsa wood section or their basswood. I can't remember. And it's pretty substantial. I paid $10 for this. I know I'm a little embarrassed to admit that, but I don't know. I liked it. And I didn't have to bother my husband to paint or to cut up the wood, and so that's what I do. That's what I ended up deciding to do. So this is a great Cricut friendly project too. Cricut Joy, actually, I should be a little bit more specific, because I used my Shimmer vinyl. Let me go ahead and bring that into camera because I happen to have it right on my desk still. So I used their, actually, is this not even the original container. I don't know how that happened. But anyways, so it comes in this container, and then it should say, oh no, it is. It's Shimmer. So yeah, anyways, and then I just used my Cricut Joy for this project. So this is a great, friendly beginner project if you're new to it, especially if you only have a Joy. So I just put it in there. In fact, I had a really pretty font, 2 different font styles for this project, and my Cricut Joy must need a new knife blade. I'm almost positive it needs a new knife blade because I've been having a lot of issues with my Joy cutting. And I think I have this, I do have this upside down. Well, it's just going to be upside down since I started this side. I got to start from the right side. If I turn it around, then this becomes the left side. It's just not going to work for me. But anyways, so I apologize if this is upside down. But anyways, yeah, I've been having a lot of issues with my Joy cutting small vinyl, and I wanted to, and I do have that Shimmer vinyl in for my Explorer and my Maker. However, I didn't want to have to get it all out, roll it out, cut it up. This was just easier for me, so I ended up just doing it this way. So let me just go ahead. Now I'm carefully weeding this out because Shimmer can be a little bit difficult to work with. And I learned with Shimmer vinyl, you have to use a strong grip for it to transfer really well. So I'm going to have to bring out my, don't want to forget my little comma. There we go. So I'm going to have to get my strong grip transfer tape out. Okay, it's actually not weeding too terribly. I was thinking this is going to be way worse than it's been, so that's great. All right. Peeled up. Who likes watching people weed in these videos? I love it. I love watching people weed out their project. I think I mentioned this before, that I try not to look at their thumbnails too intently because I'd like to kind of be surprised at what they're gonna make. So there's some YouTubers out there that will like show you the projects before in the video, and I'm like, oh no. So I always try to fast forward through that because I don't want to see it. I want to be surprised of how it's coming together. And also another thing I particularly like is, well, let's just put it this way. I don't like voiceovers when people are crafting. I like to listen to them speak while they're crafting. But anyways, that's why I don't do voiceovers. Now, if I run out of time, or for example, if my daughter's downstairs and I'm recording and watching her at the same time, I might just have to put it on mute and craft and then do a voiceover. But luckily, I tend to craft when she's taking a nap, or record, I should say, and craft when she's taking a nap or when she is in bed for the night. So, which most of my videos are always, or all my videos, I should say, are done during those times. You got to do it when you can, right? And just because, you know, if my husband's watching her, I still can't make videos. Just because it's in my craft room is in my dining room. So like we completely converted my dining room to a craft room. We just don't use a dining room anymore, and maybe we will down the road, and I'll end up having to move my craft room. But for right now, we don't entertain a whole lot of people. Not because we don't want to. It's just we're just getting to know our neighbors and getting to know people, and so we don't have a whole lot of company over. But I'm sure that will change once our daughter gets in school and get to know other parents and all that stuff. You know, it's hard to leave a place where I was used to all my friends and family and being around them all the time to, you know, not really knowing a whole lot of people. So it's an adjustment. But anyways, so I am actually planning on doing a craft room tour sometime next year once we get our lighting situated. I gotta revamp my craft room a little bit. It's a little bit not as organized as I like it to be. So again, as I told you guys, this is a craft for the new year, and it just says celebrate endings for they precede new beginnings. So I thought that was perfectly sad for New Year's, right? So that's just gonna go on here. And then before I put that on there, I'm gonna go ahead and add another coat. So we're gonna kind of put that to the side, bring this back in, and I'm gonna add another coat just so that way I can get this dried. Ooh, that was quite a bit. Hopefully that wasn't too much. And then we can craft with this next. So just a little bit of a multitasking. So let me get this paint on here and then we'll come back to the other project. Now that we have the two houses painted and their final coat, technically the gray was good, but I wanted to add another color just to make it a little bit more of a solid look to it. And then we're actually going to sand the edges as well. But we applied the second coat, and that should be plenty of coats for the houses. And then we're also going to go ahead and add this one. I'm going to test it on my sister's one, the purple one, just to see how it looks. And if I like it, I may want to use it on the other house, but I don't know. I probably won't, just because the person I'm giving it to, she doesn't really have like a lot of glitz and glam in her house, so I may not do that. Okay, so I'm just getting out my strong transfer grip from Cricut. Now, I would recommend, you guys see me use non-Cricut brand. In fact, most of the time, I don't use Cricut brand transfer tape. Excuse me. But for Shimmer, I opt to always use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to piece this together so that way I'm not wasting a whole lot of transfer tape. So just trying to find my scissors. There it is. And I'm just going to get an idea as to how much transfer tape I'm going to need. So, okay. So that is one piece I think that I'll need. And then, let's see. Oh, darn. Okay. That stinks. I'm going to have to, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to have to use a little bit more. That's okay. And then we'll just use a tiny little piece. I still saved quite a bit by piecing them together. So I would always recommend to piece your transfer tape together so that way you're not wasting a whole nother big sheet of transfer tape. See, I'm already starting to not be wasteful. So yay. Okay. This out. Here we go. And let's go ahead and get this other piece on here. So it's a little bit of work of trying to piece them together, but again, try to cut down on crafting costs as much as we can. And as long as they're overlapping, you will be fine. So, let me just cut that off. I don't need that. Let's go ahead and get this peeled back, and then we will, there we go. So pieced all that together. Let me just move my scraps, and then I don't reuse the strong grip transfer tape just because I don't know, I typically don't reuse Cricut brands just because I really don't like working with it, but also because I'm applying it to a chalk paint and it typically brings up a lot of that dust from the chalk paint, so that's why I don't do it. Okay. Now let's go ahead and peel this back. See, perfect. Now, with this being said, since you have to use strong grip transfer tape, you want to be careful of what material you're applying it on because it will bring it up. Perfect. Ooh. So then what you're going to want to do is find, you know, what is going to be your top. So you kind of want to inspect your painting job. It looks like it painted. This is the better side. Okay. Okay. Move this over. And then we're going to place it on our little wood block here. And I'm just trying to figure out where center is and to make sure that I am not going crooked, which I think I was a little bit, but I think that's good. Okay, so I'm gonna commit. Okay, let's go ahead and peel this back. So you can see some of the, I don't know if you can right now, but there's a lot of film from that chalk paint. So this is just not going to be really good to reuse. I think I got it up just a little bit further. That's all right. There we go. So it peeled it up a little bit here, but I can touch it up with paint if it bothers my eye. But I think overall, I think this turned out super pretty. And I really like that there's a little bit of shimmer. I don't know if it's, the lighting's not really picking up on the shimmer. In fact, it's kind of hard for me to see it. But in certain lights, like natural lighting, it will pop up really prettily, it will pop up really pretty like. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on to our next craft project. I don't think my houses are dry just yet, so let me go ahead and get the iron on set up because we'll work on some tags. While the houses are finishing up drying, we're gonna go ahead and work on the gift tags. Now I had purchased these wooden white, painted white gift tags from Amazon, and they actually came in quite of a bundle, and I purchased them for Christmas last year and used quite a bit, and then this year I obviously still have some left over, so I thought let's go ahead and use them. And so a select few gifts are going to be receiving these gift tags. I just don't have enough to make every single person that's getting a gift one, so I only chose 6 of them, and so I'm just going to be at random, a person will get a cute little gift tag that's going to say, I have 2 different designs. So in order to speed up the process of this video and you guys not watching me weed the same thing over and over again, I went ahead and weeded all of this out, and I just used gold foil iron-on. And you guys have you seen, no, wait a minute. I don't know. Yeah, you guys did watch that video. I've already posted that video. Well, now I'm trying to think of when that video is going to get posted. I'm doing these videos completely out of order, so bear with me. You guys will see the same design in a different video. So I think what's awesome about me doing the same design is that way you guys are able to see how you can use your SVG in different projects. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to go ahead and try to get that on as straight as possible. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring in my parchment paper, and then I'm going to try not to burn my finger because I don't want that to move, and then iron this on. So I have my heating pad. I'm using my mini easy press, and I'm just using the medium setting. It's already heated. And I'm putting parchment paper over just because I want to protect my wood. And honestly, I don't think this takes too long. Foil iron-on is pretty easy to work with, in my opinion. It's easy to weed, and the reason why, I'll see if that's actually good enough. I'm going to go ahead and put that on my glass mat to bring out that heat. But the reason why I opted for, I'm just choosing what side I want. Does it matter? Is it the same? I feel like one has like a finished side and one doesn't. I think this would be okay. But anyways, the reason why I chose, and I had to forego the little dot to the eye. It just would, it came up every time and I wasn't paying attention to it. Just right now, I almost just ironed on a piece that I weeded out. But anyways, I opted for iron-on for 2 reasons. I wanted foil. Actually, I wanted red foil, and I did not have it. So again, trying to get started on not being wasteful and shopping my craft space, I went for gold. And when I do, and I've mentioned this before, when I do small fonts or small detail, if I'm able to use iron-on, I will use iron-on. Iron-on is so easy to utilize when you are working with small pieces, because I'll tell you what, it is nothing but a headache trying to weed out small intricate cuts. So that's why I use iron-on if I can. Now of course there's some materials that you cannot. That over, cool that down, and then bring this back. Now you most certainly can use regular vinyl and HTV to your project. I've done that before. However, you need to make sure that you put the the HTV down first. So I'm just trying to get this. It's being a little dirty, but let's see here. You want to make sure that you put your HTV down first, because obviously you don't want to melt your vinyl. In fact, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know I've done HTV and regular vinyl, adhesive vinyl together before, but I'm almost certain that I put down the HTV down first and then I added the adhesive vinyl, just because I didn't want to burn the vinyl. I'm not honestly sure if you can iron on or iron over regular adhesive vinyl while you're trying to iron on your HTV. Now that's something I might try in the new year, just to kind of experiment for you and then report back. So I will definitely most certainly keep you guys posted if I end up doing that video. My goal is to kind of start with the new year, kind of get a head start of crafts. And then also I might go back to like some short videos, some 30-minute videos of starting with the basics, like how do you do certain things. Or I'm sure a lot of you guys are hoping to get a Cricut this year, or some type of Cricut, like the Cricut Joy, or the the Explorer, the Maker, or something like that. Look how pretty that turned out. Now, I will tell you, you can kind of see like an offset from the vinyl. I'm not sure why, but maybe you guys can't. But I just think that is so pretty. That is really pretty. Okay. So a lot of you guys probably are hoping, let me know what you're asking for Christmas. Are you asking for a Cricut? Am I gonna put this at the angle? Do I like that at an angle? Yeah. No. Do I? Oh, you guys, I try to be asymmetrical, but I can't. That is just a strap. You know what? No. Let's try something new. Oh, no, I can't do it. Please tell me I'm not the only one that has that issue. I try so hard. I craft with my sister sometimes when I'm preparing for videos and whatnot. And I told her, I'm like, oh, this time I'm going to make it look, asymmetrical. She's like, you're not going to be able to do that. And she was right. I was not able to do it. But anyways, so let me know what you're asking for Christmas. Like, what type of craft are you asking for Christmas? And leave it in the comment section. If I have it, I will demonstrate how to use it. So I have a Cricut mug press. I have the HTV Ront clamshell. I have a Cricut mug press. I have different presses of this. I have 5 machines. I'm asking for the Cricut Joy Extra for Christmas. If I don't get it for Christmas, then I am going to purchase it for myself. And I plan on to, again, hopefully I'll get it for Christmas. It was one of my number one things on the list, but you know, I don't know if I'm going to get it. So if I don't, I will buy it. And then I plan on making some tutorials on how to use that machine. I'm really excited to get into that machine. But again, I almost bought it, but I'm like, no, ask for it for Christmas, and that's what I'm doing. Hopefully I will. If not, ouch, that is really hot. I will just have to buy it myself. And I'm also, the only machine that I don't have is the Cricut Joy Venture. That is something that I am just not going to get into, at least for right now. I don't need anything that big. The machines that I have it worked great. Would I like it just to say I have it? Sure, but I'm also not going to spend that kind of money. The auto press is something that I'd like to have. I don't know, well, at this point it's going to be kind of too late for everybody, but well, who knows? Sale might still be going on. But for those who are interested in the auto press from Cricut, you guys know it's $999. Well, I just saw today, and today is the 10th, and I just saw that their auto press went down like $400, so it's like $600 machine, which honestly I think they overpriced their heat press. I'm sure it's well worth $1,000, but you got to know your market, and you got to see what other people are selling or other companies that are selling their presses, and I can guarantee, you know, it was just too expensive. So, and if you got it, fantastic. That's awesome. I'm jealous. I like to have everything let's scratch it up. I like everything to be cohesive, but my presses have been working just fine for me, and I am not going to complain. No one would listen to me anyway, right? So anyways, my goal is next year is to do some tutorials. Like, here's an idea of how to use your scraps. Here's an idea of how to use your Cricut Joy Extra. Because like I said, no matter what, if I don't get it for Christmas, I'm buying it. So, but anyways, I'm going to have a video just on Cricut Joy projects, a project just for Explore. So that's my goal for next year until the next big holiday comes up. I have a lot of cute things for Easter, spring, and Valentine's Day, and then a lot of faux food ideas for summer and Valentine's Day, which doesn't seem to be the most popular one on my channel, but nonetheless, I still like doing it, so why not record it, right? All right, I think that should be good. Like I said, wood doesn't take that long to iron on, which is what I like. Okay, so let's go ahead and start peeling these up. I'm going to leave my heat press on just in case I have some areas that did not iron on well. So there's that. Oh, I just love this. Now this kind of makes me want to actually go make more, because I still have quite a bit of foil iron on. So this is a little warm, so I don't know if this is going to be too quick to peel up. Like I said, I had to forego that little dot, but I think it'll be all right. I love these. Let me turn this off. I don't need that anymore. I think these turned out really, really pretty. And it's just going to go on the gift like that. Oh, you guys, I might have to make some more. Yep, I might have to. All right, let's go ahead and go back to the homes and get that finished. And then we will work on the remaining craft, which are the shirts that we'll be working on. So as promised, I'm going to go ahead and add, I forgot to do this while I was starting another project here. So we're going to go ahead and, oh my goodness, that is pretty. Okay, I'm really glad that we're adding this. I don't think I'm going to do it with the gray one. So, although it would be really pretty. So I just got another foam brush, and I'm just evenly adding this to our top coat of our, might have got too much on there, to our chalk paint. And then we will let this dry. Of course, you can probably apply a heat gun to it and it will dry faster, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let it dry. Because by the time I work on the other house, it will work or it will be dry by then. Okay. So I'm just going to look at this real quick. It says premium color shifting top coat with glossy iridescent finish. Use over light and dark base colors to create multi-color shifting effect. Okay, well there you go. I thought there was any special instructions, so I don't know if you guys can tell, but yeah, that's really pretty. Okay, do I want to add it to the you guys? No, we'll just stick with the original plan. Okay, we'll let this one dry, and then we're gonna bring this one into play. Oh, you know what? Before we do, we're going to go ahead and sand this. I'm going to go ahead and sand just the edges. Just to give it that distressed look. Let's use my sanding block here. Took it from my husband's work desk. And sand. Now, you can sand as aggressively as you want. I'm not going to sand my sister's one just because I had that top coat on there. And to be honest, I'm not sure how that will react with that gray. So I'm just going to, or not the gray, I'm sorry, the, like sanding the shimmer on there. I'm just not going to do that. So, plus that's not really her style anyway. She's not into the whole rustic, distressed look. So going to go ahead and do that. I just need to get this area. All right. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Now, of course, like I said, just sand as much as you want, but I think that's good enough. And I'm just going like this and, you know, rubbing back and forth. So you can distress in the middle, but I think this is good enough. All right, so let's clean this up. Okay. So to get my little H in here, in fact, let me go ahead, clean that up, and then get my Beacon Fabric Tack Glue here. It's actually Fabry Fix. And this is the one that I actually bought, and I don't know where I bought this from. Funny story. So I had purchased this a long time ago, and it was sitting in my craft stash over here on my right. And this is like 6 months ago or so. And so when I went to go try to use it, I couldn't find it, and I reorganized. So I got really mad at myself, like, well, that's what you get for reorganizing. Well, I remember hearing a thud, but I thought like something fell behind these cubicles that I have. And I thought, oh, it's just one of the vinyl rolls. It's no big deal. If I really want to look for it, I'll look for it. Anyways, I didn't put 2 and 2 together, so I ended up having to buy this one. This is a Hobby Lobby brand. I think this was from Michaels or Joann Fabrics. And so anyways, last night around 1 o'clock in the morning, while I was crafting, I happened to move something, and sure enough, I found this. You guys, I have been looking for this for months. I'm so excited that I found it. But we're going to, again, not be wasteful and use this first. Just because we found it does not mean we need to craft with it, right? Okay, it took me a second to it was all clogged up from last night from when I was using it. So it took me a minute to get this to come out, but I got it to come out. So I'm just adding some glue here, and I use this glue because I like how this gives you a little bit more of a wiggle room than hot glue does. Just a personal preference. Of course, by all means, you don't have to use it. And then I'm going to go ahead and try to align this here at the bottom. Oop, I just moved it. Let me look at this again. And again, just to reiterate, chalk paint, the house, the letter, all from Hobby Lobby, including the glue. Okay, so I'm gonna let that set for just a moment. In fact, I feel like something's not right, or something's not straight. So I think it's that sanding that's throwing my eye off. So this is not a straight line. Okay, I think that looks good. Oh, I am having a mess here. I'm gonna bring this in, and it dried pretty fast. I mean, it, well, almost did. So this is what it looks like. I like it, but I like the matte look better. So with that being said, I'm glad that I only stuck with this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some glue to this. But again, I mean, this is kind of her style anyways. She's really not into the whole farmhouse style like I am. And that's all right. We all have our own personal things that we like. So I'm gonna move that out. This is still a little wet, but I'm still gonna go ahead and add it on there anyways. It's not gonna hurt it. So the trick is when you're trying to make things straight, you want to try to have your blank straight as possible because it helps you align things. Something that I never did, and I learned through another crafter years ago. So here we go. Just looking at it real quick. Looks good. Okay, so we're gonna let the M and the H set and let it dry up a little bit before I start messing around with the final touchings of both of these projects here. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in the final project of this video, and we're going to do some short shirts. We're going to do one that's just regular HTV and the rest are all puff vinyl. So I'm super excited. I've never tried it. And so we're going to go ahead and get into that. So we're going to bring this project back in once I've weeded a few projects, just because I want to give this enough time to fully adhere before I move on, because I don't want this moving around. And this is still, the top coat is still a little bit sticky, so I don't want to have to touch that just yet. So let's go ahead and push those over here, and then we are going to bring in my iron on. Okay, so this one is just a regular red HTV. In fact, it's Cricut brand. It is strong bond, and it's just red. So I'm making some shirts for my nephew and my nieces, and this is actually for my nephew. His favorite color is red, and I think that's just amazing. And his room color scheme is red and navy. So I want to do all white shirts, but they didn't have a white one available in his size. I bought the shirts from Hobby Lobby, and so I just bought a navy, since why not? I mean, his room is in that color scheme, so I thought, of course he likes it, or why else would they paint his room that color? So, and every time I make him something, I always got to do red. Now the other girls that I am making for, they all kind of got a pastel-like color. So you'll see those in a minute. Actually, I'm going to speak to the puff vinyl when we get to that. So I want to kind of talk about that. I've never used that brand, so we're going to experiment together. And this is so fitting for my nephew. I do all my own stunts. I mean, he's so talented too. He really is. and I think this is just perfect for him. So let's go ahead and move on to the weeding the puff vinyl. Once we weed all that, then the houses should all be set for me to finally finish. So I apologize, I'm working in between, but I'm doing real live crafting, and I think the way everything's kind of played out, I think it still makes sense, but I'm sure you guys are eager to see those be done with. But anyways, I had purchased this puff vinyl from HTV STD. I don't know. I think that's what it is. But I will link it in the description box. Yeah, it's HTV STD. Wow. They couldn't choose a better name. But anyway, I actually was watching another crafter, and I want to speak to two crafters. The first one is the one who used it in her video, and her name is Ashley from a.grace_co, and she used it in one of her shirts, and so I thought it was super adorable, so I thought I would give it a try. So thanks, Ashley, for premiering it in your video, and I'm definitely going to use it on my video. And then the other person I'd like to speak to is her name is Lainey, and her channel is called Crafted by Lainey. We all kind of do the same thing. We do craft with me videos. We do a lot of vinyl. Now I think Lainey does some cards, and so does Ashley. So if you're into card making, check them out. I used to be in card making, but it's no longer kind of my season, so I kind of moved away from that. So I'm into vinyl crafts and also faux foods. So we all kind of have our own little niche, which is kind of cool. But anyways, check those two out. They're really awesome. And by the way, Ashley and Lainey, if you're listening, I have in my like my bio and on my channel, my email, and let me know if you guys want to collaborate, and maybe all three of us can get together and collaborate on some videos that we can produce for those who are watching our videos currently. So be sure to check them out, subscribe to their channel, and give them a shout out as well. They do really good stuff. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm trying this out. It comes in a variety of different colors, and you're going to see all of the colors in this video. And in fact, I think since I talked so much about this vinyl, I think this is pretty well set. So I think we can actually finish this before we move on to the puff vinyl. Okay, so what we're going to do is now this is going to make sense if I had my hot glue, or this would make it a little bit easier if I had my hot glue, but I'm not going to do that. Or am I? Maybe. I don't know. Currently my hot glue has it has some black glue from Halloween that I have not taken out. So what my goal is to wrap this around. Actually, no, wait. I think what I want to do is I want to start in the front. I'm going to wrap this around a few times. Now my sister, she's going to get some farmhouse inspiration, so she's going to have to suck that part up. That's all right. She'll like it. All right. Let me just trying to get an idea of how much. Yeah, I think this is good. Okay. Actually, I don't even think I need hot glue for this now that I'm thinking through my process here. I'm just trying to look for my scissors. All right. I think that's good. If not, I can always redo it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this. Oops. And then I'm going to bring in a little piece such as this. And then I'm going to place that in the middle. It'd be nice if I had my assistant, but she's taking a nap. Put her finger down there for me. So let me try to do this myself. Just going to make a knot. we go. So that's what I wanted to do, except I kind of wanted this to tie a little tighter. There we go. So I think in order for this to not move around though, I'm going to add some glue here. All right. I get my finger dirty here, but that's all right. I'm going to push that down just so that way this all kind of sets there. And then I'm just going to kind of do that. All right. I think that turned out super cute. What do you guys think? Something simple, but yet super adorable, right? Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to turn this around so that way that part does glue down. And then hers, I'm going to do I want to do the same thing since she is just not farmhouse inspired? You know, I might, I think we'll just leave this one as is. I think that even though I really wanted to bring a little bit of farmhouse to her life and so she can think of me when she sees it, but I think what we'll do, we'll just leave this as is. I think this is really pretty. I think that this top coat really provides not enough, I don't know, it provides enough for this and you don't want to overpower it. But this one, I definitely glad that I did do that because this definitely needed a little something extra. So anyway, so here we are. I feel like I still need to do something to this. I'll have to think about it, but I think if I add let me know in the comment section if you guys would add the twine and the little ribbon. Maybe a different type of ribbon. Maybe not twine, because twine is definitely farmhouse. But anyways, let me know what you would do. I think I might just give it to her as is. I think she'll like it regardless. So there we are. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the puff vinyl and the shirts. So each kid is getting a different design. It's catered to their little cute personalities. So I have it up. So if you see me referencing my computer, that's just because I made notes of what size shirt goes with what SVG, and some of these shirts I'm layering vinyl together, so I need to see like how it gets centered and all that fun stuff. Get this weeded out again. This is just another layer look. I apologize if my videos are a little off right now. My daughter woke up from her nap. My husband went to go get her, so I had to pause while he was walking by, and then dinner, we're gonna start making dinner soon, so I'm gonna have to get all this weeded out, and then I'll have to come back later tonight to finish this video. So I'm going to have to call it quits here in a minute. But for you guys, it's not going to be anything but a next frame. Just because that's how the magic world of filming, right? Magic world of being able to piece audio together. Or not audio, but video clips together. And audio, actually. Never done that my entire life. Video editing. Never knew how. And since I got into this world of crafting and creating content for my channel, I, of course, had to learn all of that. Now this is a little bit of wasted vinyl here, but I don't have a lot of time, and I am going to take the easy way out and keep them together so that way I don't have to worry about trying to line everything up. So if that bothers you, then you most certainly can detach them and piece them together. Again, I try to save where I am able to, but that doesn't always work that way. Okay. See that there? All right. So this one just says coolest ever. Well, coolest kid. Okay, and so I'm going to take a crafty break. We're going to go ahead and I'll come back and we'll finish this up, and then we'll bring everything together to see how it all looked. For you guys, it's only going to be the next second. For me, it's going to be the next few hours. So while that's heated up, I'm going to go ahead and take this tag off. Again, these shirts I bought from Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to go ahead and use my lint roll to lint roll the shirt just to get all the debris that is on there, so that way anything that will prevent the shirt from the vinyl not ironing down smoothly. So we just want to iron, or we want to lint roll, look at that lint, our shirts, and make sure that it is ready to be ironed on. Now, I don't have a hard and fast roll. That was my heat press. And also, when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you have a heating pad so that brings the heat back up to your shirt. Excuse me. Technically, I can iron on this glass mat, not this mat, but I can iron on the glass mat. It is heat resistant, but it doesn't hold the heat in, and I've noticed it doesn't iron the shirts really well, so I use my heat press. So I'm going to bring this one in, and make sure when you're ironing your projects that you're not basing it off of the tag, because the tag's not always in the center location, so just use your best judgment. And I am strictly an eyeballer. I really don't measure unless I feel like I just cannot get this thing centered to save my life. Oh, and you know what? Before we do that, we need to pre-press our shirt just to get all the moisture out. Now, they do say that you should pre-wash your shirt first and then iron on your garment. However, or iron on the vinyl. I'm sorry, I cannot talk. I am getting towards the end of my day, and it has just been one busy day. But anyways, they say that you should wash it, but again, I don't like to do that because I'm gifting these, and I don't know if they have any allergic reactions to any type of detergent, so I opt to not do that. So, and then they say, you know, for different shirt sizes, they have different, again, I'm just kind of judging it here. They do say that for different shirt sizes, how far you should start your vinyl from your collar there, but I kind of just use my judgment. I mean, so let me hold this up to make sure that it is straight and centered, and honestly, I think it looks just fine. So I went to Cricut's website. It's cricut.com/en-us/heat guide, and they give you, you know, they'll make sure that my heat press is on there, And I'm gonna hit start. So this garment is $3.15. I keep on saying garment. This vinyl, $3.15 for 30 seconds, and then it wants you to flip it and heat it for another 15 seconds. And I believe, just looking at the website, firm pressure. So might hold it on there just a little bit because I have not added firm pressure. I did not do firm pressure, so I'm just gonna hold it down for a few more seconds. Okay, and then I will flip this back to its back. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna apply. Now, when you do this, you typically don't have to do firm pressure, but because I didn't do firm pressure when I was ironing it on, I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure that I do it when I'm just heating the back of it. Okay, that's been 15 seconds. So let's go ahead and move that out of the way. Now this shirt is 100% cotton. And I'm gonna move my heating pad so that way, because that heating pad holds in that heat, I'm gonna have it face down on my mat to start cooling it down. And then it says slowly remove liner when cool to touch. So I'm gonna let it cool down just for a moment. And I feel like that's good. Yeah, it's cool to touch. And let's go ahead and peel that up. Now, when you're gifting this, you do want to tell them that they should air dry this, and they should cool wash and wash it inside out. I truly am a firm believer of ironing on, or hang drying all my vinyl. I find that it lasts a lot longer. So there we go. I think that turned out really pretty. It did dull down the red vinyl, but I still think overall it turned out super cute, and I think he'll love it. So let's get into the fun project, because this is just regular vinyl. I'm really excited to see this puff vinyl into action. So let's go ahead and bring in a shirt, and we'll start working on that. Here are the instructions that came with the packaging. So it says tape the vinyl on the cutting mat. I had a strong grip mat, and I think it held just fine. It was relatively new, and I usually, when I have issues with my vinyl sticking on my mat, I usually use painter's tape. So then it says weed and remain the design on iron. Then you want to preheat your garment and a heat press for 300 to 315 degrees excuse me, for 4 seconds. And then heat settings, time 10 seconds, pressure, and then peel off. So they have a range, 300 to 315. I'm going to err on the side of caution and do 300 degrees. And then it's a firm pressure, warm peel, and then wait 45 seconds after ironing. So warm peel, wait 45 seconds after ironing. And also, they give you settings for the Cricut Explorer, Maker, and Silhouette Cameo. And they said to use deep point blade. I didn't use deep point blade. I just used my regular blade, and I just did regular everyday iron on with a more pressure. I've done puff vinyl and I've done default pressure, and it works fine, but I did more pressure with my regular regular blade, only because I was too lazy to actually switch out my blade, and I did a test cut anyways, and it worked out just fine. So those are the instructions. I'm going to keep that handy just to review in case I need to. Now we are layering our vinyl, so I'm kind of wondering how I'm going to get this. I might have to do this backwards. So just because, well, you know what? You don't want to over iron it. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I am going to trim off, this might be crazy, but I worry about, I've done puff vinyl with it's a foil puff vinyl. It was the weirdest thing, and it definitely, I overdid it, and I don't want, and I ruined it. So I don't want to ruin this, obviously. Probably should have started off with an easy one, but this is just the one I grabbed. And I'm referencing my drawing in Cricut Design Space. So I'm kind of doing it backwards, trying to get this all centered. So that's why I'm like, I have my computer. I don't know if you guys can see my computer up, but that's what I'm doing right now. Okay. And you got to be careful with what I'm doing. You got to make sure that this probably could go down a little bit. Yeah. You got to make sure that your carrier sheet, your protective sheet, is not touching the vinyl, right? Because we don't want that to iron on onto the carrier sheet. So that's good. And then I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to try. And I don't think it's going to work with the other. Well, it may. Who knows? But I'm just trimming it down. Okay. And then, so they might not be as close as I would have liked, but I think it should be okay. I'm just gonna, that sits up a little higher. Okay. I might, just for the sake of, I don't have a whole lot of time, and this is Cricut too. Just for the sake of time, the next one that I gotta do layering, I probably will just, I would probably just layer or iron on one at a time. Okay, that's good. So, oh, we need a preheat. So once that's a preheat, okay, for 4 seconds. You guys, I am so excited to do this. There's another puff vinyl, and I forget the brand of it. I'll if I can get a hold of it. There's like, their vinyl has been out of stock, so I haven't even bothered to try to get that in stock, or try to order it. But I will after the new year and order it, and it's so cool. It would be perfect for Christmas gifts, but like I said, they have been out of stock, and I can't even remember the name. I'm just looking at it to make sure it's centered and straight. Okay. So, got everything good to go, and then I'm just reviewing. It says firm pressure for 10 seconds. So here we go. Putting all my pressure on it as much as I can. Okay. Lift up. Oh, it's already puffing, y'all. It's already puffing. Oh, that is so cool. I'm anxious to touch it to see what it feels like, because it feels like regular HTV, you know, so I'm kind of curious. Okay, so it says once you've done that, then you're going to do a warm peel, but wait for 45 seconds after ironing it on. So, I don't know. I did not time it. I probably should have timed it. Maybe take it off my heating pad to go a little faster, but then that kind of expedites the time. I'm interested to see if it feels like a fabric or like if it feels like HTV. I don't know if that makes any sense. Okay. Oh, I see what it does. Okay. So, let me bring this up. I'm trying to see. So what it is, it almost feels, you know, the stuff that goes underneath your, like, to be prevented from, oh, you know, the stuff, okay, oh gosh, what's the, oh, they put them in shelves to prevent things from sliding. That is what it feels like. It's definitely not fabric. So I was thinking it was going to be like a suede, like my other vinyl, or my other puff vinyls from Paper Studio is, but it's definitely not. And it's actually different textured. Okay. Wow, this is actually kind of neat. I like it. Not what I expected, but yeah, definitely cool. I mean, it's for a kid. They're gonna love it. All right, so let's go ahead and start working on the other ones, and then we will go ahead and finish them up. So I'm gonna tell you a little trick to get the center of your shirts. Fold it in half. I apologize, I'm off screen, but it's hard for me since my phone is so close to me. So you want to get it folded pretty good. Okay. And this counts as your preheat too, so 2 birds, right? All right. Bring in your heat press, iron that on. Now, of course, this leaves a little crease in your shirt, so if that's going to bother you, then don't do that, but it eventually goes away. So now I found my center, and see, sometimes, again, you don't want to look where the tag is at in comparison to the center of the shirt. So that's why you don't want to use the tag as your center. Okay, so this one is going to be Being a Princess is Exhausting. So another thing you can do is fold this to make sure that they are aligned, crease the top, and I always like to crease the bottom, and then I have my top and my center, and all I got to do is align it. You know, when you're a drafter, you find ways to make things a lot easier. So I had to do hand drafting for the longest time, and no, I'm not that old, but they still taught it nonetheless in college and in high school. So you kind of learn a thing or two about that. I think that's good. Okay, so let's go ahead, hit it. Firm pressure. I'm going to be careful not to overheat it because it could ruin your project. Bring this out. Oh, okay. It came off as I was trying to move things around. So, well, that took care of that problem. I apologize if you guys hear my dishwasher. We just got done having dinner and needed to run the dishwasher. I probably should have lint rolled these shirts before, but yeah. So there we go. Being a princess is exhausting. Tell me about it. Right, girls? All right. I'm going to bring in this next one, and I'm actually going to piece this together as well, just so I can do... There's one, don't worry, there's going to be one where I won't piece them together and do them separately. And I think I might... I don't know how I'm going to do this, actually. We will... I don't know. Don't know, guys. Okay, we will... Oh, you know what? I can't, because if I put this here... Yeah, well, we're going to find out, because I have to do them separately. Okay, so... I don't know, I'm kind of thinking through this as I'm trying to get this aligned. Do I want to do... Let me take a look at this, make sure it's straight. Do I want to do... I forgot to preheat this, but that's alright. You know, I don't know. I'm worried that it would overheat it. Well, you know what I'll do is I will give it the try, and that way I'll do the experiment, and then that way you don't ruin yours if it ends up ruining it. So I don't want to do 10 seconds or half the seconds, because then I'm worried about it laying back down. So, but I also worry about overheating it too. But we will find out with this one. It's not a big deal, because I can always go back to the store and get another shirt. I mean, these are pretty inexpensive, and I can keep this as a test shirt for like a certain vinyl that I'm unsure of that will work, and it peels up pretty easily. And so I can just go ahead and test it out. Use this as my test shirt if I end up ruining the project. So... Okay, so you want to make sure when you're layering you put the protector sheet back on there, because you don't want to melt it. So guys. I'm a little nervous, but we will see how it works. Okay, so got that. Oops, put that back on there for 10 seconds. Okay. Well, you know what? It did not get ruined. So far, so good. Looks good. Looks like it's not melted in any areas. So maybe I can just do layers. You know, they say, someone actually asked me in one of my videos, like, how to layer or recommendation or whatever the question was. And, you know, they say that you should do, I think it was like 10 seconds per layer. But every time I do that, and not talking about puff vinyl, but just regular vinyl. And every time I do that, I always, oh, wow, you guys. No problem. Okay, you can layer, I'm sorry, I changed like a different 360 on what I was about to say, but you can layer, and we actually have another project to layer, so we'll try it out again. So at least my experiment went well. I did the full 10 seconds, added another layer. Now this next shirt, because we only had 2 layers, so that's only 20 seconds on this. The next one we have 5 letters, so technically 6 layers. So we'll see how that plays out, because that's gonna be 60 seconds each time. So I might have to, I can do a focus press. We'll talk about that in a second. But anyways, now I lost my train of thought, what I was originally going to talk to you guys about. My goodness, talk about not being able to focus. Oh, layering vinyl. So anyways, yeah, they recommend that you do every 10 seconds and then add your new layer, take the carrier sheet off. But I find that every time I do that, when I'm trying to peel this part off, it rips up my vinyl. So I just do the full 30 seconds each time I add my layer, and it always ends up fine. But you know, you do it at your own risk. Okay, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and work on our second to last shirt. So I'm going to preheat my shirt because I apparently forgot the last 2 times. I'm not sure what the importance of that is, or I mean how. I know it's important, don't get me wrong. You should preheat your shirt. But I wonder how badly it affects it, right? So, again, all these shirts are from Hobby Lobby, and I actually want to get more into more of these vinyls. This is really cool. I really like it. So, I'm going to test it out. This is for my daughter. So, she loves water, ice cold water, and then she loves juice, and she's always, more juice please. And so that's what this shirt, and this is actually an SVG, and when I saw it, I'm like, yes, I have to get this for her. She'll love it. So I mean, not that she could read at this point, but I love it, right? Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and test out all these layers and see how they work, and I will let you guys know how it turns out. I think I'm off-centered a little bit, so I'm going to try this again. Again, you can fold the shirt if you like to get that center, but I think I'm just going to kind of skip that and eye it up. Like I said, I only do that when I'm having a hard time centering something. That's good. Another thing you can do is if you have the mini easy press, the one I've used in some of my videos, you can do a focus press instead of using your big easy press, or your easy press. So something to think about. But I'd like to actually test the idea of how, because I have to, each letter is juice, so 10 seconds for each one. I'm kind of curious to see how well the vinyl holds up, adding more heat to it. So I'm going to do one at a time. I may end up ruining it, and that's okay. It's for my daughter, so I can always go out and get another shirt for her and fix it. So let's see here. I'm just looking at my design and design space and getting an idea about center, where each letter is centered. So that's good. Now I could technically trim this all up, but I promise you guys I would, I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't fit. But I promise I would test it out for you, layering vinyl. So that is what I'm going to do. In fact, I'm just going to go off a little bit just to kind of focus on that one area. Okay. Well, that came up. Okay. I'm still going to need this. Actually, let's just do that out because I'm going to need to protect this because it's not wide enough. So then I'm going to add the U. So now this puffed up really good. This didn't. Okay. Well, did it? I might have to review the video to see if it just applied too much heat and it puffed down. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. I would recommend using your mini press to do a focus area. I'm going to use this to protect that. Okay. Okay. So this got applied, the heat applied twice, and it remained puffed. So this one didn't. It's kind of just laying flat. So maybe it's just this one in particular just isn't that great. I don't know. And the last layer. Okay, so I definitely got it off just a tad bit, but yeah, I definitely need to shift it over. I just did not space this out right. Okay, well, there you have it. Okay. Oh no. You guys, it shifted. Oh, okay, darn it. I was doing so good. Aw. Okay, well, this piece has been officially ruined by me, and I think what happened, I should have let it cool down. I was kind of moving at a fast pace here, and I should have shifted or let this cool down and then not move it, but it moved. But instantly you can overlap the puff vinyl, so something that we've just found out. But anyways, so well, this could just be a play shirt for her, or it could just be a test shirt for me, and we'll decide. She has plenty of clothes. I might just end up keeping this to test out different vinyls and different products. So, all right, be careful, let it cool down completely so that way the paper doesn't, the vinyl, because this actually, yeah, it moved when it got really hot. So, all right, well, lesson learned. It was almost there, but I was getting super crooked. But anyways, all right, well, I'll just have to do another shirt for her. I think I might not do all these different layers. I might do 3 different layers maybe, or maybe this one layer and then this another layer. And layer meaning color, like this is one color and then this is one color. So all right, let's go ahead and move into the last shirt of the evening and the last craft of the evening. Okay, so I'm bringing this shirt back in, and the reason why I'm bringing this in, because I noticed, I'm gonna pull this up here, I noticed that the other colors, if you noticed here, because this is all the colors that are available in the packet. So we got this peach color, pink color, and this peach, orange, purple, green, and blue. Okay, and I noticed how these react this way. You can definitely see like the texture difference between this pink color and then the other 5 colors. So I thought maybe it's because I overheated this or something to that effect, but this one is reacting the same way as this shirt does. So this is telling me that this one is made a little bit different, and it's probably because of the color that they put in here. I don't know. I'm not an expert in that, but it's not reacting the same way as the other colors. So if that bothers you, do not use this pink peach color. I don't know what color it is. It looks pink to me kind of. So just you know, if that bothers your eye a little bit, that they're different. And that was kind of bothering me too, that this is a different texture than these 3 or these 5. But, you know, there's not much I can do about that. Either way, this is just super cute on its own. And I still like it. It's just, I don't think I'd like to pair them together like this. I don't know. It's just my little OCD tendencies. I just can see how different the textures are in comparison to this. All right, let's go ahead and bring in all the crafts that we did today. All right, here they are. I love everything, and I don't know which one is my favorite. I keep on going towards this one because this is just so my style, and I have a lot more I need to make, but for the sake of repetition and boring you guys, I'm going to do them off camera and put my favorite video or TV show and watch that as I paint and sand, and then of course add my twine and my ribbon and my letters. So I'm excited to finish these up, and I actually think if I have time I'm going to make myself one as well. So these turned out super adorable. I really like how this one turned out. I like the top coat that's on there, and I still think I keep on feeling like there's something missing with this one, but I think for right now I'm just going to leave it as is, and then I might, I don't know. I don't know. I might go ahead and add the twine, but I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. But these are super cute. And like I said, I think this is like my favorite one. But then again, I like the shirts and all that. And of course, these gift tags, you guys. As you guys seen in the video earlier, I have a ton of them. And while I won't have time to make all of them, I still think that I'm going to make some more if I have the time. If I don't, then we'll just have to wait to the next year and use them for Christmas, or I might use them for birthday gifts or something like that. So I think these turned out super pretty. I love that I used the gold foil iron-on for these. And again, you've guys seen these in one of my other videos. I'm thinking I gotta remember when all these videos are going out, but if not, if the video has not been posted, you'll see these again, but in a different setting, right? So these turned out super pretty, and I really like them. I have to say, excuse me, my favorite is tied between these gift tags and then this one right here. And then of course, let me go ahead and move those to the side. This little windowsill, although it's not going to sit on my windowsill. I'm not sure where this is going to go, but it's going to go somewhere in my house, and I think this is a great New Year's project. Not many videos are done for the new year, and I thought, why not just do a small craft for a new year, and just to celebrate endings for they precede new beginnings. And I just love that. I think that's really pretty. It's just going to sit somewhere on my in my kitchen or somewhere where I can display this, and I just really like that. And then last but not least, my shirts that we just did in the video with that new puff vinyl. Again, I'll link the Amazon. It's an Amazon, well, I bought it off of Amazon, let me just put it that way, and I'll link that to the description box so you guys can go ahead and purchase those if you would like. And then of course this one was just everyday iron on, and all these shirts, again, they're all from Hobby Lobby, including the navy blue one, and then this red one is actually Paper Studio brand, or now 405. I think that's their new iron-on brand. And then of course the failed shirt, that's why I'm putting it way over here. Unfortunately it failed just because I moved that, but honestly, like I said, I can use this as a test shirt. It's 100% cotton, or I can just give it to her to play in. It doesn't matter. But anyways, I think overall these shirts turned out pretty cool. I liked the I need to look at their store because I like to see if they have any other colors other than the pastel. I like pastel, but it's not my go-to. either. But anyways, but yeah, I really liked how these all turned out. So, well, anyways, thank you for tuning in. I really hope that you guys gained some inspiration from this video. This is the last video. I can't do any more videos. I don't know. I say that and I may squeak in another one, but seriously, I have 2 videos that's releasing every week. So I just think that's good enough for now. And I'm going to be very busy here the next week or so. So I won't have much crafting time until after the New Year's, after all the holidays are done.